Welcome to the Nightcap. It's your girl, Carolina Sanchez. And do you recognize this goblet? Listen, if you've been living under a rock, it is from Netflix's Love is Blind. And season 5 was filmed here in Houston, baby. And people have been talking about it because the twists and the turns, the emotional roller coaster, baby. We got a lot to talk about. And who better to discuss than with the cast members themselves who made it to the altar. So let's get into it.
Yeah, what's up for a nightcap? Chill, you know, kick back.
Welcome to Love is Blind. What's up, what's up?
My heart's pounding, but it's not in a bad way.
My biggest insecurity, I got a bald ass head.
I have never felt this kind of love.
Everything's just falling into place right now.
In the past, I've been called too much, but I think that I am the right amount of me.
I just want to be loved the way that I love.
I can't breathe.
I'm about to make the biggest decision of my life.
No matter what, you fight for each other.
Woo! And that trailer doesn't even do it justice, boy. That was
God.
right.
It's been a while since I've seen that.
I'm like, I
my
can breathe now. I was holding my breath.
Oh my goodness.
Racing. That was...
All right, so
bald
we've
ass
got
head.
the people who made it to the altar, whether they're still together or not is, going to be a spoiler alert on this show. We've got Lydia. Thanks for being here. We've got Milton, a.k.a. Little James. We've got
I'm
Stacy.
6'7", I'm not little.
We have Stacy, and we have Izzy. All right, to break the ice, let's go ahead and take a shot.
Yes,
This is the
please.
nightcap after
After
all.
that-
I
after
want you
that
guys.
trailer,
I've been waiting for
absolutely.
this.
Cheers.
cheers,
Thanks for
y'all.
being here.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, let's get to before what we just saw. What led you guys to actually join Love is Blind? Like, was it for the 15 minutes of fame? Was it because you were so desperate to find love because dating in Houston is trash? What was it? What was the motivation?
It's an interesting opportunity, like a lifetime opportunity to actually see what is out there and change the venue of dating. Like you said, dating in Houston is not the greatest. So it's a different way to find love.
I think for me, I hadn't really watched the show before going into the pods. So I don't know, it just seemed kind of unconventional. I kind of consider myself kind of an unconventional guy. So I said, like, it.
Yeah.
Like,
Conventional.
Just try that. And
what
see
could
what
happen?
happens.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think a lot of us were in the same boat where I don't think it's just Houston. I think it's a lot of places where dating's hard. The apps have produced an environment where everyone feels somewhat disposable, or if
Like
something
really
goes wrong, it's like
superficial.
you can find someone else easily.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of us went in with the same hopes and intentions that it provided something different, and I think that it did.
Yeah, I'd say it's more straight to the point. When you're going on dates, you don't just initially dive into the deep stuff right away. Usually it tends to scare people off. So here you got a matter of minutes to an hour to see if that person's the match for you, if you're going to see them the next day. So it's like straight to the point.
Before you guys first went into that pod, I don't know how it's set up, but was it nerve-wracking or was it like exciting, like, maybe I am going to find somebody here, or you know what, we're going to have some fun? What was y'all's mindset?
I was really excited. I was like, I'm ready. This is going to be great. And it was.
Hello.
I didn't really have expectations. I don't know. Maybe I didn't prep enough. Like, I didn't even pack enough clothes. I think we all know that. I just I don't know. I didn't want to give myself false hope. I was like, I knew I was probably going to be one of the youngest guys, and I was like, whatever happens, happens. Like, I just hope, bare minimum, I learn more about myself. I think I got that, and obviously I found my wife too. So that's a
Bonus. Come on now.
all the way.
I think it's a mix of everything. Definitely nerves and excitement, because there's no other place that you're going to experience anything like that. So you're excited and you want to find someone, but to go in there and you never see them, there's nothing that can prepare you for it, but for sure, excitement. And then once you're in there, it's heart racing, kind of nerve wracking.
Yeah.
I'd say, it is very exciting, I guess. You want to keep it like there's that, and then if you want to keep it real, you got 15, women or men on the other side who are excited to date, and we're all working toward the same goal.
But as far as watching yourselves back, did you learn more about yourselves and other people around you?
So at least for me, I did find it interesting watching it, but I found out the most about myself through the experience, fully investing in it, going through it, meeting the lovely women and knowing the guys really well, and then being vulnerable and talking about things that I typically don't, pretty much pushing through the uncomfort that I did in the pods. So watching it back, it was, it was like a recap, but I didn't really feel like I saw anything or experienced anything that alarmed me or like was an awakening.
Right.
I think that I learned a lot about myself during the experiment, but I don't see it when I watch it. It wasn't any surprises. It was more of like, I'm surprised they're showing
Like, this
more
is what you
surface
chose.
level things, because a lot of the things that Izzy and I experienced together were very deep and like earth-shattering moments and vulnerable moments and sharing very deep, important things to each other. So I think it was more surprising to not see that, but to answer your question as far as growth and seeing that on TV, I didn't see it, but it did happen.
Do you feel like the public has treated you unfairly, or do you feel like everything is warranted based on what was on screen?
Can't even help but laugh.
Should we bring out the list? Or?
Yeah, I think everyone had moments or a moment where you feel misunderstood, because there's only so much that you can show from how much you actually film. There are certain parts where I know it's me and what I'm saying, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but people have an opinion about it because they can, because you're putting yourself out there for people to do so. So yeah, I know Lydia does too.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
They need to tell everybody's stories. It's not just my story. It's not my show.
Right.
So it's a compilation and a snippet, like my husband said, of minutes when it's thousands of hours of filming. Yeah, I got a little misunderstood multiple times, but at the end of the day, it's the experience that you lived, that you get with you and you take with you.
Yeah. All right, well, I want to talk about the growth post-show. So coming up next, we're going to talk with Dr. Viviana Coles, who's going to join us with Lydia and Milton about their marriage and how it's been going. And later, we'll talk with Izzy and Stacey. So you stay right there. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been talking to the cast members of season 5 of Love is Blind on Netflix. Lydia and Milton are now on the couch solo, and Dr. Viviana Coles, our sex and relationship therapist, who's been through her own reality shows, like Married at First Sight. So as someone who's watched the show, I assume you binged it like I did.
Of course I did.
What do you commend Lydia and Milton on for their relationship?
Something that I noticed in this season more than most is that y'all have a very united front. I loved that when you were in public, meaning in front of the other couples, that you were able to keep it together. And then in private, you were able to really say like, okay, what's going on here? I felt like no matter what was going on individually, y'all were still very much respectful of your relationship. So cheers to that.
Absolutely. Cheers to
Very
that.
good.
1000%. I was rooting for y'all.
I didn't know that y'all were going to work out. I didn't.
That's fair.
I mean, I was glad that y'all did, of course, but it was more of like a, wait, will your fiery personality that we saw be something that is too much for him? And is he going to be able to like match your spirit and your passion in a way that makes you feel like you're not alone and hanging out there on your own?
That's a fair question, I believe. Like, yeah, he's more calm and like more reserved with his emotions as well, if you can say. But however, like,
I don't feel like I'm the most reserved human in the world, though.
No, not in the world.
but like,
But you are
no, but
definitely
like,
reserved.
compared to me, when it comes to my explosiveness, personality, like, yeah,
I see.
you
Yeah,
know what I'm
Lydia
saying?
wears her heart on her sleeve,
Yes.
and I'm more of a compartmentalized kind of guy when it comes to things like that. I understand, like, during going into the pods and doing this type of social experiment, people are going to be in heightened emotions, and not everybody compartmentalizes their emotions the way I do. So if it's easier for us to all exist, for them to think I'm just a laid back, kind of goofy, funny guy in the pods, then so be it, if that's the best choice for all of us. But when I speak to Lydia and I really pursued her, she was able to understand, like, oh, okay. So she knew me very differently from the pods, and I think as you continue to watch the season gradually you find that shift, and you're like, oh wow, like maybe we had this guy wrong, and perhaps maybe I portrayed myself wrong from the beginning.
Are you guys still having the nightly conversation? Like that is something that I was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Yes, I mean we do. We like, it's like, hey, the other day we stayed up until 3 in the morning talking. I was.
Were you
maybe-
just talking? What was going on
Yeah.
at 3 in the morning?
We were. I
We're
mean,
just talking.
It's like a little kiss in here,
I
a
mean,
little
no
touch
comment,
in there,
right?
a little. Y'all are married now. You can talk about it. One of the main themes that we saw on your relationship is the age difference. So how is that showing up for you guys these days?
I never really felt like our age difference was a real contributing factor. I think in the pods we had a moment where we spoke about it, and she was like, look, this is my concern. And I think maybe to some viewers too, it's easy to project where you were at 24
instead of-
versus where I was at that age. Not saying I was any better or any worse. It's just that
he
the
was in a different
circumstances
stage
in
of his life.
geared me a different direction.
Yeah.
And I think Lydia saw that really quick.
We are really like kids around the house.
Yeah, we're
making
playful.
we're playful. We're making jokes about each other. Like that's how we are. It's
Well,
like
I
little
just read a
kids.
study that said that couples who tend to pick on each other and kind of play around tend to do better than those who don't. So it's okay to pick on your spouse in a loving way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
No nagging.
I know there's like a lot of times in like Mexico, like, you know, I would joke on Lydia's age because she is 6 years older than me, and you know, I'm like, oh, this old woman over here.
No,
at the
I
park.
loved it. I
And
love
it's just
it.
like that's just like our banter because we really understand like, hey, this we
It's not a
initially
factor
perceived
that
this
is-
as like
yeah.
a challenge,
Yeah.
and we overcame it together, and it's like, oh, okay, now we're just like making fun of
Fun
it. Now
of
we're
it,
laughing
yeah.
about it like something.
It's not
that
a
we've-
real insecurity that you're picking
No,
at.
Yeah.
It's like,
exactly.
we're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, like I really haven't thought about his age until the show aired, and people were like, "Oh, he's young." And I was like, "Oh, wait, oh yeah, he was young," but it's
He's
like,
young, but he's my husband.
yeah,
Well, and if of all things considered, to have an age difference and have it not be an issue, it's like, congrats, right? There's
Yeah,
so many differences
absolutely.
that can come up. So.
Well,
Listen,
look, if our
cheers
age
to y'all.
difference is
Cheers
our
to
worst
that.
problem, we're okay.
Yeah. Cheers to y'all.
Cheers, cheers.
And to no wet towels on the floor.
He has learned to pick them up.
Yay!
All right, well, coming up next, we've got Stacy and Izzy joining us on the couch to talk about dating post Love is Blind. So you stay right there. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been talking to the cast members of Love is Blind Season 5 on Netflix. And now we've got Stacy and Izzy on the couch joining me and Dr. Viviana Coles. And listen, y'all made it to the altar. We did. Okay? Y'all got to kiss at the altar. And then it fizzled out. So I have to ask a burning question. Do you think if you hadn't taken a 7-day break or 10-day break, you guys would still be together?
Oh, like after the wedding? Mm-hmm. No, I don't think that. I think we both needed it, and I think if we wouldn't have taken that time, we would have just been around each other having resentment or unanswered questions because it was just a lot. A lot of big things that came up were so close to the wedding that if it were an option to be like, can we push it back and try to figure this out, that would be helpful. But I don't know, even with the show or in normal day life, if you have a wedding plan, can you be like, do it next weekend? Probably
I
not.
can tell you,
Right,
so many
right.
people
Yeah.
cannot.
Yeah.
And it's very real to just say, we need to make these decisions now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're stuck between like you know what you signed up for, so this is the time frame and let's do it. And then there's the realistic side of it's like you're about to commit for the rest of your life. Are we making a logical decision here?
Right.
So
Okay, so what is y'all's relationship status now?
I have a girlfriend now.
You have a girlfriend.
Yes, I do.
Is it the same woman that
The
was
cooking
at
class
the
girl.
cooking class?
Yes,
Okay.
that's her.
yeah.
We're going strong. It's been great. Smooth sailing
She
so
was
far.
great. I got to meet her
Yeah, it's been awesome.
that night.
Yeah.
No, she was really sweet. I'm just keeping that private for now.
Okay. No, I respect that. I mean,
Yeah.
especially after having cameras in your face and
Oh, yeah.
publicly displaying your
sure.
love life. Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Thank you.
So do you guys approach dating differently now?
I think that I'm for sure I want marriage. I don't want to date. I'm looking for a committed relationship, whereas before there were times where I wanted a relationship and there were times where I was taking a break where I didn't want anything or I just wanted to date for fun. After getting all the way to the altar with someone and being engaged, I want it for real.
Is that something that you think happened as a result of having like literally gotten to the altar and been like, I can envision, and I can envision the good, the bad, the ugly, but also like all of that. Do you think it really did take you to that place where you're like, now I want it?
Absolutely, and a big thing for me before the show was I didn't think it existed. I didn't think I'd fall for someone like that where it's like I could see forever with someone, so knowing that that's there and it's possible, it's like, okay, it's possible.
What about for you?
Yeah, as far as for me, I mean, obviously Love is Blind is a very direct thing, and I think that's how I go in with dating now.
Yeah.
I know what I want, and I know what I want reciprocated back to me. So I would say, like, going in with dating, that can be the biggest obstacle because not everyone's on the same page once you get back into the real world of dating, like the struggles we talked about. But I think that's why me and my girlfriend now are doing so well, is because she kind of went through, I mean, obviously not going to the altar, but just her relationship passed. So yeah, it's been great. And I'm just lucky that I found the person that's like very direct with as much as I am, because that's not for everybody, to be honest. So, yeah.
I know it's been a while, but do you think that there's ever been a concern that maybe there are rebounds, and how have you kind of let them know that's not the case if that's not the case?
As far as for me, no, because since the show, I've casually, tried to date again, and I met other people and made some connections, but it wasn't as, like with this one, I knew it, immediately in such a short amount of time. And I do my job of reassuring her, you know what I mean? And
reassuring, cool and calm.
Yeah,
those were
still
your
the same
adjectives.
guy. So I do that, and yeah, so I definitely feel like she doesn't feel like a rebound.
I had a very similar experience where I think coming off of it, you want that high of what you just had and you're trying to find it. So I think at first maybe some rebound-ish.
Oh, for sure.
I didn't know,
I
like
ran
not
around Houston for a
intentionally.
little while, I'll tell you that.
I ran around Houston. People be knowing.
You already know how it is.
Yes, definitely for him.
If we're being honest, I mean, I was trying to, fill that void, and I had some fun. But
some boys.
Filled some boys.
God.
but we're back, and we're in love, and, it's, we're in a relationship. I'm getting ahead of myself over here. Goddamn.
All right, y'all ready to play a game?
Let's play a game.
All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to have Lydia and Milton join Izzy and Stacy to play a little game night about if Never Have I Ever.
Oh, no.
You stay right there. We'll be right back. And Dr. B's out. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been having fun with the cast members of Love is Blind on Netflix Season 5. We've been having fun, but it's time for Game Night! All right, I'm sorry, but it is Never Have I Ever. Okay, I've got 4 questions, so I want these 4 fingers up, baby.
All right.
Oh, this one's 4. Okay, that's fine.
Never have I ever been caught by a relative or a friend having sex. Ooh, ooh. Oh, wow! Okay, you've never. All right, has it been parents?
Sister.
Sister.
Father and mother.
Father and mother? Lord Jesus. With Lydia?
No.
Okay. She's like, oh, that's right, her fingers are down. All right, never have I ever done it in a public place.
That's the fun part.
I
Come
feel
on.
like all
Keep
of
it
y'all
spicy.
have done it on TV, right?
Really? The whole world sees it. We got rodeo, Rockets games, like,
Good
come on,
God.
let's have a good time.
Wow. Have you ever enacted a fantasy that you really wanted to with a partner? What's the wildest one?
Can't say on camera.
I can
Get
say it,
canceled.
but if you do, let me say that.
Hell yeah, I want you to say. What
All
do
right.
you mean? This is the Nightcap.
In a red room, tied up on a sex swing, grinding a machete against her as we were, top.
Y'all gotta agree to that.
Mom, I'm sorry.
Wow.
Do you have a fetish that you have not been able to share yet with your partner?
I feel like I might have shared it with you. I feel like I may have told you in Mexico that I like to get spit in my mouth.
Oh. That's actually, that's not that bad for what I know from you.
All right.
Oh, that's pretty tame. What is
I
the
don't want anybody
kinkiest
spit in
thing
my
y'all have
mouth.
done?
Yeah.
Other than
Well, I-
missionary on top or, you know, on a piece of
We
furniture?
do different
Position.
positions.
So you explored Kama Sutra, is what we'll just
Yeah,
say.
yeah, we can say that. Yeah, that's fair.
I'm gonna act
Maybe
like I know what
tonight-
that word exactly means. So
Tonight,
sure.
maybe try a little spit. Try a little
Hey,
machete.
a little spit goes a long way.
You know, never have I ever fallen in love on national television. Y'all have.
Oh gosh, we sure did.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh.
Well, cheers to y'all.
Cheers.
Happy marriage, and I wish you the most happiness in whatever you pursue in life. whether
Thank you
it's-
for having us.
Y'all coming back though, right?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
for
you're
sure.
amazing.
I'd
We
run it
love you.
back.
All right, cheers to y'all at home. Y'all better go binge Love is Blind if you haven't, and I probably spoiled the whole bunch tonight. Either way. Well, cheers to you. We'll see you guys next time.